All right, guys, we're back. This is another RE Geeks, baby. We're talking about tech. We're talking about real estate. We're talking about everything that Michael knows, and I'm going to learn. So are you. You have to stay tuned. We're going to be going over what is 2025. How has that looked? And then here's the real question: what is 2026 going to look like with AI, the advances, all the legwork you're not going to have to do anymore because AI is going to take over the most part. Now you still have to be an agent and kind of step in and do your side. But it's fascinating what Michael has been showing me. So with no further ado, Mr. Michael Fielden, the legend, the myth, the tech genius. Welcome, brother.
Well, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Don't know that I would call me a genius, but that's probably only because I've been watching reruns of The Big Bang Theory, which always, drops me down a notch. But definitely one of my favorite shows. You know, Greg, I have a newfound respect for every single one of our audience and the people that work around us. I have a closing today that I thought there's not a lot of money in this. Woo! Greg got some new sounds. I thought to myself, this is going to be easy. I'm going to TC this thing by myself. No. I got the call from my broker today. No. You froze for a second there, Greg. I got that thing from my broker, that famous call of, are you going to do all your paperwork?
So you gotta love those
long
calls.
Story short,
like, I did my Avid. I did
everything. I drove 3 hours one way to do my Avid for my buddy, and here we are. So a lot of respect for those people that do TC work. It is tough. It is a challenge every day. And that's why we talk about technology and how to simplify your life. What it can't simplify yet is what I'm doing wrong, which is I store all this stuff in my email and I don't tackle it as quickly as I should. So, we've got to make improvements, got to make things better.
Okay, so walk me through what can we do better? Now, you want to talk about LinkedIn, I believe. Is that correct?
I do. I want to talk about using LinkedIn because I think what I hear people want most, Greg, and I know you hear this over and over, is people want free leads, free contacts. They want information. They want to know how to make money without actually doing all of the work. And for those of you that don't know, I did watch Greg doing his cold calling the other day. I think it's on one of our channels, and it was pretty exciting. He called a bunch of people. He actually talked to one. I did get handed one of those leads for a multi-unit residential property, and I have reached out to the person. It's a weird time of year to be cold calling people that aren't actively looking to sell. But
I'm going to counter you on that very quickly. And here's why I'm going to counter you. All of us have these little things called smartphones, right? And that means people are looking to do 1031 exchanges. They're looking to buy, sell, divorce, marriage, kid goes to college, new kid on the way, whatever, right? Yep. New job. Life is always shifting and changing. So the old adage of this isn't a good time to cold call, I'm going to call BS. Here's why. People still have to do something. Everybody has a timeline. So it behooves you to continue to network during the fourth quarter. We're recording this in the near the fourth quarter. We are in the fourth quarter of 2025. So if you're hearing my voice and looking at Michael's beautiful face, I would highly recommend to keep prospecting. So I cut you off. I digressed. Back to you.
No, I think you're right. You definitely want to keep prospecting, keep looking at all the stuff that people are doing, and realize that life does not stop. Life continues on. People have to sell. I saw a home on, I should see if I can find this one. I saw a home on the MLS. I was trolling through the MLS saying, you know what? I got to find a home for this client. And, he wanted to do something by the end of the year. And there's just not a lot of stuff on the market right now that is designed around what he wants to do. But as I'm trolling through, and Greg, I think you're going to love this one. I found, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. Can I show a home on Zillow?
Yeah, it's a public site.
Okay. Well, but
just don't. We're not going to use any client names.
I don't know the client name. So there is a listing on Zillow, and it is a house on a street called Meridian. Meridian is a 4-lane with a big median in the middle street. Okay. Greg,
Okay.
You see a lot of houses. Do you know anything about this from what you see right here?
And it's a single level ranch, 2-car garage, sitting on probably a third of an acre, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1554 square feet. No HOA, been on the market for 4 days.
Okay. What else do you notice?
It's
maybe the pictures are a little too small. Let me help you out. I went through and I said, this house is cheap for the area it is. It's got solar. And then I'm like, how do you like this staging, Greg?
Oh, my hoarder. I think the hoarders R Us came in and they did a knockout job. Holy mackerel. I actually had a client like this in Fremont last year. And it was like this. It took us almost a year to get them on the market because it was so bad.
Greg, would you have gone onto the market like this?
So he was pretty happy about that. So walk me through why this is important to us.
It's not important. It's just, if you're going to stage a home, stage the home.
That's a renter, I guarantee you, or a hoarder, one of the two. But that's not part of AI.
A little different scenario. This is at risk of going into foreclosure,
bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand why, because holy moly.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay. So let's go back to talking about leads. I'm really excited about leads, and I've gotten really excited about turning and automating workflows. And one of the things I've started with, if you go into ChatGPT, you can switch into what is called agent mode. If you guys are not using agent mode in your business, you need to start, because this is a great way to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm in agent mode. I'm going to say log in to LinkedIn.
So wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay. Hang on.
I know, but I'm trying to do it on my phone right now.
You can't do it on your phone. Oh, failed the load.
So it's only on computer.
Well, you'll see why in just a second, and as I explain this. So Cloudflare has been having some problems, and for those of you that don't know, Cloudflare is basically responsible for directing traffic on the internet, and they do a huge part of it. So let's try this one more time. Okay, so I've said log into LinkedIn. Now, what agent mode is another computer that you can use. So you're going to see this setting up my desktop. So Greg, what it's doing, and this is why it would be hard for you to do on your phone, is it's opening up a new computer. And you could do it. It's just everything's so small, it's hard to see. Right. And it's going to open up this computer and it's going to log into LinkedIn for me. Okay, so here it is. It's logging in. It's open to Chrome window. All of this hands off. Got my hands free here, and it is typing it in. Redirected me to URL to LinkedIn, and now it's going to log in. Now, I have already entered my username and password. If it's your first time doing it, you are going to have to enter your username and password. Okay.
That's pretty standard, right?
It's pretty standard. Okay, you should know that. Now, the nice thing is LinkedIn is open and logged in with the current session. What would you like to do next? I would like to search LinkedIn for real estate investors in Northern California.
But do you want to specify real estate residential investors, or
Okay, let's put in.
I just want to ask him, because you've always told all of us to be
probably makes more sense,
right? Like, I just got off a phone call this morning from a guy who wants to do a 1031 exchange, but he wants to do it into raw land.
Ooh.
Which I'm
Okay.
like,
So I typed in search LinkedIn for residential real estate investors in Northern California. So what it's going to go out and do is the agent is doing this. So you can do this in the background. You could create this as a complex prompt where you write the steps and it's going to go out there and it's going to load the search page and it's going to come up with some residential investors. Right now it's saying the page hasn't changed yet, so it's waiting. You'll notice the arrows moving around. Then it clicks on the people tab and it's going to find you those residential real estate investors. Those people have identified who they are and what they're doing. Okay, so now you'll notice reviewing the top 4 or 5 of those professionals, and it's going to return those to me. To San Jose, well, some aren't specifically investors. Okay, great way to capture information. Navigating
but
the page.
it gives you a good idea. That's good stuff.
Okay,
And
now
it's also, so what I'm seeing here is it's literally just into LinkedIn, and then it's pulling up like how many friends you have in common or connections or whatever.
Yep.
And then the messages and the whole 9 yards. But now it's through AI. So what's the tip? Where do we go from here? This is fascinating.
Okay, so the tip from here is, now that you have found the top 20 residential real estate investors, connect with each of them on LinkedIn. Okay, now this is the basic of basics, Greg, because I would want to give this some thought before I go in and do it. But you could also say, message these people. And you could create that message. And, I'm going to use you as an example. I could have said, find me all of the residential real estate agents working for Coldwell Banker.
Okay.
Boom. You'll get a list. It will find those people, and then you could message them saying, hey, you've been working at Coldwell Banker. Congratulations. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of EXP and what we are doing over here to help you keep more of the money that you're earning.
Right.
If you want to know more, drop me a thumbs up or any other message, and away we go.
Yeah. Now, what, just out of pure curiosity, if let's say I and I'm just using round numbers here. Let's say I take 10 people, and as this thing kind of starts, there we go. I take 10 people and I write a message that's obviously compliant to, recruiting rules and everything else per brokerage or whatever else. You get it out there. Now, is it going to say, hey, Michael, it's Greg, or hey, Steve, it's Greg, or hey, Rebecca, it's Greg, or is it just one blank, like universal?
It's a prompt, Greg. So you could say, create a message that starts off with, hey, user first name, and run with it. So I'm going to just drop
hey, Michael.
Yeah. And then
hey, Michael, your message. I see that you've been working with Coldwell Banker for the last number of years. How do you like it? How's it going? Question mark. Yeah. Any plans for 2026 or 2027, 28, whenever you guys are listening to this, right?
Yeah.
Then you go in and you can write it out and obviously stay compliant. And say, hey, look, I'm looking to add like 3 more people to my team. Was wondering if you're ever thinking about making a move and retaining some more revenue. But you can also use it for listings, buyers. You can use it for almost anything, right?
Yep.
I love this stuff.
Now, what you see happening here, guys, is chat's doing all of this stuff in a window. I could close this and it would keep going.
Really?
Right? You can run these agents so that and you can make them very complex, Greg. This is very, very simple. I've started off with a simple one. You can do something with your email, Google Docs. You could send text messages. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that you can do right here without very much. And I'm going to tell you, you can use ChatGPT to help you learn how to do this. Right. So here are the top residential real estate investors and investment oriented professionals in Northern California found on LinkedIn. What I have told this to do next is to go in and connect with those people.
I actually know a couple of these guys.
I don't think I finished the prompt.
So here's the interesting thing. So everyone who's joining us right now, Michael, what he's explaining to us is that this is through ChatGPT. What version of chat, by the way, are you utilizing on this one?
Well, so I'm using an agent. So I believe this probably grabbed 4.0.
Okay, so 4.0. So you go to Chat 4.0, you go to then you call it's called agent mode. You see it on the left-hand side. Is that accurate?
No. You click the plus sign. So in order to get into agent mode, you are going to let me share this. If you go back to, and in this case, I have 5.1 loaded, but I'm going to click on this little plus. And what you see right down here is agent mode. And you can create I can create 27 of these additional. I think I get 30 with my paid subscription. So you get the ability to build a lot of these engines and do a lot of things.
I'm not seeing it on my side. Why am I not seeing it on my side?
Are you logged in?
Yeah, of course I'm in. Of course I am.
Are you paying?
Yes.
And you're clicking the plus. You don't see agent mode?
I don't see a plus button. That's the weirdest damn thing.
In the prompt window where it says ask anything?
Yeah, I'm probably just seeing something weird. It says type a message. Image generation, AI, chat, AI, my tools. Okay, well, we'll deal with me later because I'm probably an anomaly here who can't figure this out yet. But this is cool stuff.
Yeah. So it's now going through and connecting, and you see it's moving the mouse. It's telling you what you're doing. The other thing you can do is one of the things that I have an agent out there doing right now, Greg, is every day it goes and searches the news, and it sends me all of the stuff that I'm interested in into my email.
We have to talk more about this because this is too cool.
Yeah, and it's really as much as you think you can do. I think too many, especially for people like you, Greg, you think it has to be technical. It doesn't. If you think I would love to get a news digest every morning, go into ChatGPT and say, how do I create an automated news digest for getting email? And it's going to tell you how to do it.
So there's a thing called Grounder News where they can go in and they look at like both sides of the story from different political parties and on all different subject matters. And can you go and say, hey, scroll through Grounder News? It's not Grindr News. It's Grounder.
Greg, you on Grindr there, bud?
No, it's Grounder News. Like ground that you step on ground.
I think we just lost our entire audience because Greg said Grindr.
Yeah, there's a good possibility of that.
All those paid sponsorships just left.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Shut up.
Whatever you want to do, dude.
All right, so shut up. Okay, so we're on to the next step.
All right, so yeah, if you want to do this stuff, and I just want to show you guys, I'm not touching. I'm off screen, but I'm waving my hands in front of the camera. I am not touching the keyboard, and this stuff is happening right there, and it's telling me what it's doing. So you could build these things. If you're not using agent mode now, and you have the plus symbol, go try it out. You're going to absolutely love it.
It sounds really awesome. I just have to learn more about it.
Yep.
Maybe that's up there. I can't find that thing. But so let's talk about this a little bit more extensively, and not so much of a recruiting thing, but more along the lines of, like, for me, example. I just did a $475,000 price reduction on a property I've had listed for like 5 years at this point. The seller calls me and goes, hey man, I just want to dump the property. And I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you think about pricing? I ran the numbers. I'm like, we need to be at $1 million. He's like, okay, get it done. So then I just did a live video shoot about it, and said, hey guys, I got a new property coming out. I did stories and reels and everything else. And my phone is blowing up on this. I did not do the agent mode on chat and then sending a message out to all the local residential agents, the land agents, like just mass emails. Hey guys, I got a huge price reduction. It's this, and that. Give me a call if you're interested. I mean, yeah. But you can do that for. I wonder if there's any legal stoppages or blockades in regards to doing coming soons, because I know people frown on coming soons, even if it's on Zillow and everybody else. But there's really nothing you can't do with that agent mode thing.
No.
Or just sit. You know what? Another thing is to get 5 agents from 5 different areas and do a mastermind around the country and just grow it, and then just get more and more people in talking about marketing the business in their local areas. A virtual coffee hour or wine time or whatever people are into, or bagel mornings. Pick a lane. But that's a really good idea, Michael. My mind's going 1,000 miles an hour on that one, because 26 is going to change us.
And the nice thing is, it's $20 a month. What else can you get for $20 a month?
Oh, for chat? No, forget about it. Just do that.
Yeah, it's the easiest way. Okay, so let's talk about Zestimates, AVM, all those things that we use to predict home values. And Greg, I had this question the other day from a client of mine. How does Zillow know? How do they know?
How they do it? Well, it's through MLS. They have plugins through each MLS, and they run an algorithm on the back. And if you go to Zillow, you can look at where their data sets come from. So then they do the analytics. They base upon local comps, and they have their own in-house agents and probably advisors and tech individuals who are bringing the real-time content to them. Is my guesstimation.
No, but how do they know what my house is worth? Michael? How do they know what the house is worth?
I don't know. Tell me,
Greg. How do they know? So at the end of the day,
it's just good.
At the end of the day, they have no mojo, right? I believe
the calling system, or
no at the most basic way, the Zestimate and AVM is created like this. These 10 homes have sold within the last 6 months, and the average price is XYZ. Correct. We take the number of square feet in that house, divide XYZ by the number of square feet, you get the cost per square foot. If your house in the public records is 1,000 square feet, that house becomes worth 1,000 times the cost per square foot. That's roughly how they get an AVM, right?
That makes sense.
Let me ask you this, Greg. You're going out and you're doing a CMA, and Zillow tells you the Zestimate is $1 million. And you show up and there's a bulldozer in the backyard and a digger. And they're all, hey, we're putting a digger. I don't know what it's called. It digs.
It's called a backhoe.
Backhoe. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
And they're putting in a pool. They're spending $50,000 to put in the whole pool. What's the house worth when they're done?
Yeah, it really depends if you want a pool or don't want a pool. And if you're putting only a $50,000 pool in, it's a pretty inexpensive pool.
Okay, so you're putting in $100,000 pool.
Okay.
What's the house worth?
What's the value worth? It's what the buyer's willing to pay. I mean, there's no way you can quantify that, because let's say my fictitious wife and my fictitious kids want to move into the area, but my kids can't swim and my wife hates being in the backyard and doesn't want to do the maintenance, and we can barely afford the mortgage payment, but then we have to pay for pool maintenance. That house is out. But if Michael Fielden and his family move in, they're like, dude, this is perfect. I've been always wanting a pool. Summertime, we're going to be out there barbecuing with friends and family members and neighbors and 4th of July parties. Now the value is there.
Hey, Greg, you don't get this physique in the pool. Okay.
Fine. Sunbathing.
All right. So,
but you know the point where I'm getting.
I know what the point is. The fact of the matter is, and I think you hit this on the head, is regardless of what the AVM says, some people don't want a pool. Some people do. Nope. Do you take off 50,000? Do you add 50,000? Your house is worth what it's worth, and it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And I get this a lot from my wife, who will go online, and we have a couple of sets of dishes that we inherited from her mom and that I had bought a while ago, and she's like, they're on eBay for $500. And I'm like,
Okay.
that doesn't mean they're worth $500. And she says, yeah, they are.
500.
I mean, somebody is asking. And how do you explain that to your honey? Go look at what they've sold for before. Closed deals are what's mattered. So homes are the same way. I think that AI is going to help some.
I agree with
think
you on that one.
what's really coming out with AI,
Well, it's going to help quite a bit. And you're breaking up quite a bit, buddy.
I think it's you that's breaking up because you're frozen over and over.
There you are.
You look like stop motion video, Greg.
Yep, you got frozen.
Bump. No, Greg, it's you. Yeah, there you go, frozen.
No, it's not me.
It's never
someone
you.
says it's you, it's always you.
Okay. So one of the things that is
so what's
coming out with
the CMAs.
Go ahead. I'm cleaning my screen here because you're freezing.
No. I was just gonna say, they. Oh my God, we're just gonna have to dump this show. But the thing is that it's RPR is coming out with this as well. As Michael cleans his camera right in the middle of the show. But
Come on, baby.
RPR is coming out with something very similar. It's called Advanced CMA. If you guys want to go into the CMA tab and type in Advanced CMA, it's coming out, but it's not 100% out. It's kind of like a soft launch for like a restaurant or something. So I mean, it's gonna start happening. I mean, Michael, when you and I got into the business, I remember having to go through the MLS by hand and search every single property, print out the properties, analyze them, compare them, look at properties on an actual map, not on a Google map, and then figure out, your next steps from there on location and schools and, rankings and all that stuff. But that it sounds like that's all 100% going to be completely obsolete. And this is the new way to do it. Smarter, faster, easier.
Harder, faster, easier. It is definitely. So, all right, Greg, just spend 30 minutes and you keep freezing like you have Tourette's, because I think you're out in the woods there. And so
I got full Wi-Fi. Anyways, let's do this. If people have information or questions about this, contact Michael over at
Michael at regeeks.com or Greg at regeeks.com. Yep. We will get you help.
What's up, guys? Let's have a conversation. Probably Michael would be the best one to talk to about this. Let's get you guys' 2026 on the right way.
Yep. All right. And with that, we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Greg, sign us.
Hello.
Sign us out, baby.
This has been a choppy one, boys and girls, so just go with us. But we'll see you guys on the next show. Until then, later.